Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. And we have people stop by who are potties, our loyal potties that love the show and listen and from time to time get paroled and come by. And so that is the case today. We have Francesca.
Hi.
Francesca is one of our favorite potties. We've known her for years and we've talked to her on the show a bunch. And so you are now headed back from New Jersey to Florida with 4 kids.
Yep.
Yeah, how's that going?
A lot of coffee and a lot of prayer.
Yeah, exactly. So here, lean into that mic real quick because I want to be able to hear you. Don't be shy because you've never been shy.
Never.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought this would be kind of fun. I was thinking about this because Francesca is our basically our potty Jersey girl, and I thought it would be fun to play a game here about things that Francesca may or may not know about New Jersey. And Betty Rock, I'm going to have you take her on, okay?
Okay.
Because you're the other person with an accent in this room.
Right. I've definitely heard your accent.
Oh, I hear yours too.
All right, so here we go. Name at least 2 cast members of the Jersey Shore. Name is your buzzer.
Snooki and The Situation.
Oh yeah, didn't even wait for a second.
I wouldn't know. Now, if you'd asked me 2 cast members on Hee Haw, I could have told you.
Exactly.
I would have lost that one.
Yeah, we would have accepted Pauly D as well. So there you go. So if you think you know the answer, shout out your name, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Who is the governor of New Jersey?
Francesca.
Okay, Francesca.
Murphy.
Phil Murphy. Yeah, Governor Murphy. Yeah, you're not on a first name basis yet?
No.
Okay. Wow, that was really good. I didn't expect you to get that one, Rock.
I don't even know who ours is here in Tennessee.
It's Governor Lee.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. These are all admittedly right in Francesca's wheelhouse. What is on an Italian hot dog? Basically a New Jersey dog.
Betty.
Betty.
No way.
Relish.
Okay.
Mustard.
Okay.
Onions.
Okay.
And that's it.
No, that is incorrect. You got
There's
one of them.
There's got to be red peppers on there.
There is peppers on there. There's peppers all over it. Bring the peppers and put them on there. I want extra peppers.
Is it Italian sausage?
Italian sauce.
Italian sausage, yeah.
Italian sausage.
Yeah, peppers.
We should talk like each other. Right? I'm Francesca.
I'm Betty, y'all.
Onions and potatoes?
Oh, I don't know about
that's
that.
like it's called a certain it's called an Italian dog. I just figured that was something maybe you knew.
No. I get agita. I can't eat spicy stuff.
Okay. All right, Betty Rock, you might have a shot at getting this one if you just think about your life, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. What is New Jersey's state dance?
Francesca.
Oh, Francesca.
Fist pumping.
No! You would think so. White guy wedding dancing. No. Think
Betty.
about your life, Betty.
Think about my life.
Yeah. And where you grew up.
Arkansas.
Yeah. It's not cousin dancing.
Oh my goodness.
Line dancing?
So close.
What is it?
Square dancing?
It's square dancing.
In Jersey?
We learned that in 5th grade, and I thought it was for nothing.
Yeah, no.
Apparently, it's our state dance.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
That's why you were doing that.
Good
there.
to know.
Yeah. Okay. Name the best hairspray for New Jersey girl bangs.
Oh.
Betty.
Aquanet
Aquanet.
is right.
It is?
Nicely done.
That was a total guess.
Yeah, no. Betty idolizes big hair, and so I've never seen you do big bangs though.
No, that went out in the 80s.
I know, but still,
bring it back.
I'm not bringing that back. No.
Can't.
I'm a little sad that you've got a what is that called? A handkerchief?
Bandana.
Bandana. Thank you.
Yeah. Bandana.
I'm scared to call it the wrong
it's
thing.
to tame my big hair.
Yeah, there it is. Because I have a feeling that Francesca's rock some bangs here and there. Okay, so this is one that you could get rocked too because I think you've been to this other city. New Jersey and Oregon are the only 2 states that do not what?
Francesca, pump your gas.
Yes!
It's illegal.
Yes!
Wait, what? It's illegal to pump
your own
gas.
So someone else comes out and does it for you?
Yeah.
What actually happens if you pump your own gas?
You actually could get a ticket.
Yeah.
Why is it illegal?
It dates back to like 1947 for real. Like I'm a history major. I'm not just making up dates.
This is good.
It goes back to pretty much like siphoning and stuff. Like, so yeah.
I also
get
thought
it.
too, like environmental. They don't want people splashing stuff
You
now.
would
Maybe
think so,
but
because
no.
we can't have plastic bags or
Right.
plastic straws.
Oh, don't get me
so-
started about straws.
I know.
Do not
But
get me
no, it
started
goes
on
back
straws.
to like the 40s.
Okay, all right. So there you go. Good job.
I learned
Betty
something.
won, I think.
We're learning a lot about New Jersey, and that was
Yeah.
the whole idea, so we can better understand Francesca. The streets on what popular board game are all from New Jersey?
Betty.
Betty Rock is in.
Monopoly.
Monopoly's right!
Oh my gosh, that is complete. Yes.
Nice, and you were quick on that one too. So yeah, so all the streets. I never knew that they were inspired by
Yeah,
streets.
like Atlantic City.
Yep, Boardwalk.
Boardwalk.
Yep, and Boardwalk was the first boardwalk. Atlantic City was the first boardwalk in the United States. Do you know what year?
No.
1870.
Oh.
I'm just a wealth of.
He's
You're just a
looking-
wealth
yeah.
of Google.
Got a paper
Yeah,
for
I
that.
am a wealth of Google. You're absolutely right. What popular, again, Betty Rock, I've got something here that you can get if you're just quick on the buzzer and you
Okay.
think it through. What popular New York attraction is actually located in New Jersey?
Francesca, Statue of Liberty.
Yes!
I've actually been there.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I
It's-
didn't know I was in New Jersey. Though. I
Yeah.
thought I was still in
You
New
couldn't
York.
tell from
There's
the
like
smell?
a great debate. That's the Hudson River, and that is so from Manhattan. That
Yeah.
stench, okay?
Yeah.
There was like a whole like for real argument between governors of New York and New Jersey
Yeah.
of where the line goes in the water.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And they say it's in New Jersey
It's in New
waters.
Jersey.
Yeah, so there you
I
go.
had no idea.
But you're not getting any tax money from it, probably. I bet you New York
No, we
City's
get
getting it
taxed
all.
all the time though,
Yeah.
so we got
Okay, so this is a history question. I didn't know she was a history major, so that's a problem for you, Betty Rock. This iconic dirigible actually crashed in New Jersey. This iconic dirigible actually crashed in New Jersey.
Crashed?
Crashed.
What's a dirigible?
That's
it's
the part of the applied knowledge.
Francesca.
Yeah,
It's
Francesca.
someone an H. Oh, it was. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, no answer.
Betty.
Betty. And it was like in the 1930s. I think it was 34.
The Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin.
No,
Well,
my
that's-
goodness.
Okay, Led Zeppelin was a band.
Zeppelin.
It is a Zeppelin, but it had a name.
It
It
had
doesn't
a name.
matter. I
It
got
does.
it.
It was with an H.
The
And I can't-
Hindenburg.
There we go.
got
You
it.
expect me to know how to pronounce that word?
I know. Oh yeah. Oh, the humanity. That whole broadcast. Yeah. I didn't know that happened in New Jersey.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. A lot of fires in New Jersey.
Yeah, a lot of crash and burns.
And finally, who has the bigger accent? Betty Rock, Francesca, or Fran Drescher?
Ooh, Francesca, Fran Dresser, for sure.
No, I don't know about
No,
that.
Mr. Sheffield. Yeah, no, that's,
Okay.
no, that's
You know what?
like-
You're absolutely right. I was going to put my money on you at first, but
No way.
No, I think you're
Fran-
right.
The other Fran.
Well done.
Yeah,
Well
nicely done,
You
Francesca.
beat me.
You did good, Francesca. You won. You did better than Betty, but Betty, you did
I know.
really well.
I did put up a good fight. Those were all complete guesses.
Yeah, because it was all New Jersey stuff. So how would
Yeah,
you know
how
that?
would I know?
You're
Yeah.
a
You know
Southern
what?
Belle.
She did great.
Yeah.
She did great.
Thank
She
you.
always does great. We love her
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's get on to some of the news and stuff from today that we didn't get to. We have to talk about The Bachelor. We talked about it a little bit on the show, The Golden Bachelor.
Yes.
But we didn't really get fully into it like I want to get into it. So the guy is Jerry Turner. He's 71 years old. If you've heard the regular podcast, you heard this part. But he's going to be the Golden Bachelor, centered around their golden years. He said it's never too late to fall in love again.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, but 71 is out of your age limit, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I
But
would
you would
say
date
too,
older, but-
Yeah, yeah.
What
just-
was your range again?
I said like 42, but y'all said I could go. Here's the thing: if he looks like Mike Rowe, I can go a lot.
A lot
older.
higher. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but-
So a bald guy with a little bit of a
He's
guy.
not bald,
He is.
Well,
he is. Him and Tim
He makes the
McGraw.
hat look real good.
Your two favorite people are actually bald.
but
That's
I-
great.
But I would say that he does not look 71. He might have gotten hair plugs.
Yeah, he doesn't look 71. I was like, okay, I was impressed by like for his age, like how good he looks. You
For
know?
71, though, do you see him and go, oh, that's a handsome man? Or do you go,
No.
oh, that's a handsome
71-year-old.
older gentleman?
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that's an
Okay.
older. That's a nice looking looking grandpa.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
not like
go.
he's
There
Dr.
you go.
Fauci. You know?
You're like, you're still here.
Yeah, I mean, Fauci looked good for an older guy. Like, he's in his 80s. You
He's
know?
82.
Squint.
Yeah, if you squint.
Just saying.
Francesca, that's fantastic. And so I originally had said, when Betty Rock and I were talking about this off the air about the show, I'm like, man, I hope his wife is dead. Like, no, I mean, not Fauci. Like, no, the Bachelor. Like, I hope it wasn't like a divorce. He's on his fourth marriage.
Yeah.
And like, because they're doing something new. And so you need the guy to be kind of unattached. You need him to not have a lot of baggage. You need him to have a good story.
And he does.
Yeah. I'm like, how long had he been married?
He'd
you
been
think?
married for 43 years, I believe, to his high school sweetheart. And then she died in 2017. So he's a widow.
Yeah.
And he's
See-
a grandpa of 2 granddaughters. And what would be so cute, and I could see them doing this, is on the show, they bring those 2 granddaughters in.
Oh, yeah.
And then you let them interview some of the older ladies that are there to vie for his heart.
Oh, yeah, because they usually will bring in family members and let them help, guide them and stuff. And that's going to be important. 'Cause I'm telling you, man, like when my father-in-law, when his wife passed and then he started dating, for the love. Like, he put our family through the ringer. It was insanity. And I'm not speaking out of school because, I mean, I've told my wife this. There were things it bothered me because I'd always had such a great relationship with him, but I had to have really tough conversations with him that I hated. I even told him, I said, I hate that I'm having this conversation with you. And that you've put me in this place that I have to have this conversation with you. And so it'll be really interesting with all of these women with this guy because it changes a family dynamic. And especially later in life like this, you don't want that dynamic to change. And so all of a sudden...
But you want to see your dad happy.
You do, but you want to see him happy with the right person.
Yeah.
And it's like my father-in-law ended up with a gold digger, and then
That's what prenups are for.
I know. I never thought about those before, and now I'm like, when you get older, I actually see the value in them.
Maybe they'll have one for
yeah.
the Bachelor. I don't know, the Golden Bachelor.
Because like his brother, his wife died as well recently, and he's dating somebody that the rest of the family can't stand.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they're just repeating the same
So
problem.
maybe it's a good thing that he's on the show because then he can get help from the audience or get help from his family.
I hope he'll listen.
And he has 30 options. Like, I think they get 30 contestants on there.
That's what I'm hoping, is that he'll listen to his family because, I mean, guys do dumb things. They always have, and they'll do dumb things. They'll continue to do dumb things. But it's like, listen to the people that love you, and they're not trying to keep you from dating. Like they just want you to do it right, you know? And these TV shows are so unrealistic, though. Like, that's going to be hard. And I think that'll be really hard for the women in his life to, set aside their hang-ups and stuff like that with different women, or explain them and why, because you just barely know somebody, so it's going to have to be a lot of gut. And I hope that he would trust those people that has been in his life for that long versus the new flashy, shiny, cosmetically altered version of this woman that's in front of you.
Find out.
Yeah.
You just got to wait and see.
I can't wait to see who they pick.
I'm curious, is the structure of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, because I've never watched those shows. Do you have challenges in every episode where the X amount of people that are still left do something that makes them stand out to the...
You vie for dates and alone time and stuff, and then you go, I hate that I'm talking about this so much. And then I know it, but yes, and you're trying to get the one-on-one dates is the big goal, because that's where you get to learn more about somebody.
What are some examples that you think that they'll appropriate to 71-year-olds?
That's a good point, because
compared to 22-year-olds.
The Bachelor, they usually do sporting events where guys get bloodied.
Yeah.
And so this one they could do Walker events and things like that. It'd be kind of fun.
Bingo.
Yes, exactly. So they will. I'm curious how they do. I'm curious what they cast.
Yes.
The women will be really interesting. Betty, you said they're 65 and up?
65 and up. Mm-hmm.
65 and up. And so, I mean, that's getting up there. And so holding yourself together at 65, I know I'm going to be a disaster.
Well, if they picked... Well, you already are.
Thanks.
If they pick The Bachelor and he's 71 and he does not look 71, I'm imagining they're going to pick women that are... They've had some work done.
But that's my point. Will they pick women that aren't superficial? Because that's what they do in the regular Bachelor. It's a bunch of these 20-somethings that are all great looking, and they are just broken because they can't seem to figure out relationships. But will they pick women that look like a normal fit for a 71-year-old man, or will they pick 65-year-old ladies that have had a ton of surgery and they look like they're 40?
Maybe they'll do both.
I know that's going to be the interesting thing, and I still think chuck a grenade in there with a 35-year-old.
I would love to see someone's random Mima from like Arkansas.
Yes.
Bring Betty's on. That'd be awesome.
Yes, I would think that would be so cute.
Oh, so good. So that's one I think I've been out on The Bachelor for a while. Like I don't really care about it, but I'll watch a little bit of this to see if it pulls me in. I'm even getting tired of my 90 Day Fiance because they've got one on Sunday night and Monday night. It's a little much.
Yeah.
And it's the same story. The bad mistakes of relationships. I guess we watch it to make my wife and I feel better about our choice. We're like, well, it could be worse, right? Yeah. I look at her. She looks at me. Yeah, it could be worse.
We did good.
Yeah, we're doing okay. Lady Rock, what do you got?
There's a 22-year-old girl. Her name is Angelina, and she was out with her friends, standing on the street, waiting for her Lyft guy to come and pick her up. So she's waiting there, and all of a sudden, a drive-by happens, and she gets hit 4 times.
Oh, like a drive-by shooting.
Yes, she gets hit 4 times. Now, she's crediting Kim Kardashian for saving her life, and that's because she was wearing her Spanks underneath her dress, and that they were so tight that they kept her from bleeding out.
That's hysterical. Well, it's not hysterical. It's ironic because, yeah, that's the whole thing is like it's trying to keep you all in. And one of the things they do is compression on a wound.
And it was so compressed that she was able to not die from blood loss.
That has got to be a great ad for Kim Kardashian's. Like you didn't like normally you take a can of biscuits and you hit it on the counter and it explodes. Like even 4 bullets didn't make that explode. Like that's pretty impressive.
Well, and she even called it. She said she was going to wear it all the time now because it's pretty much like body armor for her.
That's fantastic.
I might have to get some for myself after 4 kids.
The trick is getting out of them.
Yeah.
She might not have a choice. Like, or if they're like, we're going to have to cut these. No, don't cut them.
Yeah, because they're expensive.
Yeah, that stuff ain't cheap. I need guy Spanks.
You do.
Oh.
I think she has a line. She has men's Skims.
I just need it for my guttal area, just to push in a little bit. But what's more disconcerting is I said I need guy Spanks, and that's where your buddy Betty is supposed to be like, no, I think you're good, you're fine, you're
Boyfriend
55,
Skims.
you look like a normal guy. But she's like, oh yeah, you do,
yeah, they do. They make like T-shirts, they make long sleeve shirts. A crop tank.
Yes,
we're getting 2 for Wally.
I saw a thing the other day that I almost bought, and I'm like, oh, I should get this. Have you guys seen this? It's this strap that goes across your back and around your shoulders, and it pulls your shoulders back.
Do you see that on TikTok?
For your TikTok knows me. Like they're hitting me with wallets, they're hitting me with all the stuff I want. But I'm like, it pulls your shoulders back for your posture.
Yep.
Because I find myself hunched over all the time, and my back hurts and stuff like that. And I'm like, I would probably seem taller too if I did that. But then I don't want to. I don't know. It feels weird wearing that kind of thing.
I would say so.
Feels like I'm lying to people, like Spanks. Oh, man. You got any birthdays, Rock?
I do. Nathan and Carrie, so they are mom and dad. They want to wish their older kid, Lucy, a happy 7th birthday. Lucy, a.k.a. Buglet. Squirmy, Wormy, and Princess is a sweet girl who loves animals and spending time with her family. As a little girl, she wanted to be a cow when she grew up and even tried eating grass.
Oh, nice.
Wow. John and Elizabeth want to wish David, their firstborn kid, a happy birthday. His part-time job at 15 Landscaping has continued successfully for 18 years now.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's really good. Okay, the question is, what is your shortest length of employment? What was it and why did it end?
I know what mine was, yeah. I know Betty's too. I think Betty's Cracker Barrel.
I have 2.
You have 2? Cracker Barrel was short. Cracker Barrel was a couple days.
Cracker Barrel.
Maybe 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
Was it you or them?
It was her.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was their fault. It was.
Of course it was. It's
always their fault.
Story of Betty's life. Everything is everyone else's fault. I know.
Drinking too much sweet tea on the job.
Victim of a hate crime.
So the 3 days at Cracker Barrel where you never went back, did you keep the apron or did you turn it in?
No, I had to turn that in.
Okay.
I don't even know if I got. Well, I guess I did. I don't know. It wasn't worth the hassle. It was
what
a
was
terrible
your other?
job.
What was
the other one was the chiropractic place where they. I was the front desk girl, but they didn't tell me at the beginning that I had to be aligned
Yeah.
to tell our customers how it was, and that stuff freaks me out. And so they actually let me go because I would not get adjusted.
Oh, wow. So how long was that then? If the other one was 3 days?
That one was 2 weeks.
Okay, so 2 weeks and then a 3 day.
They fired me. Yeah.
Gavin?
Oh man, I'm trying to think through it. Gigs I had in college. I mean, I think the shortest thing I ever did was like a semester long internship.
Okay.
So nothing too crazy in terms of like day long stuff.
He's not a troublemaker, and he's also not old enough to have those situations.
I'm too respecting of authority.
Okay. I had a job for a week and I quit because I don't like subscribe to quitting, and I subscribe to like give fair notice and things like this. But I had taken this job. This was the job cleaning AC ducts, where I had to crawl in the AC ducts because I was the smallest one.
I thought you did that longer than a week.
No.
Oh,
What
that
happened,
was short for you.
What happened was I was cleaning. I did my job, and then we had to go clean. Me and this other guy had to go clean the big AC units that were the size of a room. And I was working hard. I was working every night. And this guy who was supposed to be training me would run off and go to sleep. And so the boss came to me when things weren't getting done, and I was the new guy, and he thought I was the one being the problem. And I said, no, dude. I said, I'm working hard. And I said, your guy is the guy that's off sleeping. And he didn't believe me. And so I said, you know what? My integrity is worth far more than this job. And I quit. I quit on the spot. I've never done that before. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you disrespect me. I'm serious.
That's telling him.
Because I work hard, and I was working hard for you. And so then like a week later, he called me back and he goes, yeah, you were right. I'm so sorry. I fired that guy. You know, we brought somebody else in, same problem. And he's like, would you come back? I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but no. Besides, I was living in air ducts right there. It's not a lot of fun. So definitely not worth the headaches of having my integrity called into question for sure. So that was it. Not like your Cracker Barrel thing.
3 days and I was out. The thing is, old people, I love old people, but old people at Cracker Barrel are mean.
Yeah.
They got mad at me because I didn't give them their oatmeal quick enough for them to take their medication.
And Irma's husband died. Like that's my fault?
Yeah, come on. Blame the victim? Come on. Anyways, it was that. And then one guy, old guy, complained because he said that the sweet tea wasn't sweet enough and that he wanted me to change that.
Oh, you should have dipped your finger in it and went, is it better now? Because I'm sweet.
Gosh. That's the thing. I respect waiters and waitresses because even in the 3 days that I worked there, a lot of things happened. And even at one point, I had the daughter of one of my customers. He was older and he was rude, but his daughter came up to me afterwards and was like, I apologize for my dad. Like that was uncalled for, and gave me a big tip. But for that to happen in 3 days goes to show, like, if you were working for 3 years, I bet you got a lot of stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So. It's a tough job. And like I still always tip well. I tip well even if like the service is bad, because I kind of chalk it up to, you had a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope you're not like this all the time. And if not, like if you are, then so you got me this one time.
Franny, did you have a short?
I beat you with Cracker Barrel.
Nice.
I lasted a day and a half.
A day and a half at Cracker Barrel?
No, at a tanning salon.
Oh. In Jersey, I think that's a rite of passage. Like, don't all 8-year-olds work at tanning salons in Jersey?
I think it's like 14. No, I quit after a day and a half because I couldn't take rude customers and like the boss blaming me for their attitude when literally I didn't put them in the bed they wanted. Okay. And it's like, the bed was in use. Did you want me to pull someone out of it? Like,
How old were you when you did that job?
I want to say like 17.
17. I could see you having a little bit of attitude though too.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Thank you for having so much faith in me.
Yeah. I could see that being like a 50-50 on that job.
I could see like in New Jersey, the waitresses or the waiters might have a little bit of an attitude. When you come here into the South, you're like...
It's so refreshing. So I actually am a part-time waitress right now. And it's like a whole different ball game up there.
People are rude.
Okay.
So rude.
Well, people are direct, and sometimes that
rude.
It's rude. So even you from Jersey say, okay, it's just rude. Okay, because I wouldn't know if like Italian families, for example, I'm gonna be very stereotypical, and you come from an Italian family, but they're super direct, super loud. They talk with their hands, and like, and you always know where you stand. And for some people, that's like, oh, that's refreshing. It's just how we are. It's how we interact. But you're saying inside of like New Jersey and like working as a waitress there, a server, that it is rude. It's not just how we are.
For sure. So I pride myself on being very direct. I don't have time to sugarcoat things. I have a village of children. We got places to go, right?
Right.
But there's some people that are just like nasty and rude, and there's no reason for it. There's a difference between being blunt and just being completely unnecessary.
Right.
Like, and it's, Father, forgive me for this. I feel like New Jersey people, northeastern New Jersey specifically, because it's totally different down the shore, are way ruder than New Yorkers.
Really?
Yes. New Yorkers are more like, we got places to go, hustle and bustle. They're not trying to be mean. They're just like, hi, bye, whatever. When they say how you doing, they don't want to know how you're doing.
Right.
Just keep it moving. Where I grew up, right, predominantly Italian, a lot of hand talking, but there's something, I don't know if it's in the water, but people are just so nasty. And where I live now in Jersey, I'm about an hour and a half away from my hometown. No one's like that. Like,
oh, really?
No, it's such a different culture. Maybe it's because we're so close to the Pennsylvania border, which I call Pensatucky because they're like Southern hospitality.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
So nice in Pennsylvania. And then you go down to like Essex County and Nutley. Thank God this show doesn't syndicate up there. I'm like, my car would have no tires.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different culture. It's crazy to me. But no, it's even waitressing. Sometimes you get the people that moved out to the countryside during the pandemic because they were all locked down up there, right? Sure. They just started opening back up certain things too. I was shocked coming from Florida. I was like, what happened here? Well,
there were some states, like Tennessee was one of them too. Like after the first 6 months of the pandemic, it was like it didn't even really exist around here. Like,
coming from Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
It was like
thing.
It never even happened.
Yeah, you're like, hey, what are you talking about? Pandemic?
What happened?
That was fascinating too. Like we were in Africa and we were talking about the pandemic, and I was meeting with some people there and stuff, and they're like, the big cities like Nairobi, for example, obviously they knew about it and there was things like that. But when you get out of the city, they didn't really hear about it because they're disconnected, and B, if they had, they're like, we're not doing any of that, and so they didn't have COVID run through them like we all thought they would. We all thought it was going to decimate Africa because when they have epidemics of different things, it does take its toll on them. And so it was crazy how, and they're a very spread out community too, even though they're very social. And so, Africa did not get decimated or hit like we did. And so and the funny thing is we're still finding out now like the truth of COVID. And again, I think it's so funny that all the people that were like treated and regarded as conspiracy theorists in the beginning and hated on. And I was just watching TikToks today, and that we're going back to that time and how the media vilified anyone that was unvaccinated and was like, you are killing us, and they drove such a hard line between us as people. The media and the White House did that, and then now all these years later, we did. We didn't know how we did that.
I have a medical condition, all right. It's called caring too much, and it's incurable.
But then you get to now, and you're like, Fauci admits that, the mask thing wasn't really working, and you get to that stuff. And it's like, we're going to find out little bits, over the next 10 years of what was complete lunacy and garbage during that, all designed to control the society because they were panicking. And I understand that. Like, I get that. There are black ops there. Oh, man, I sound like a conspiracy theorist.
It's fine.
We started with birthdays.
I know. But there are things that have to happen to keep order in a society that they're not allowed to know.
8, 7, 6.
I'm not mad about it. I was pregnant during the pandemic, so I don't have to see anyone.
2,
I'm fine.
1.
I'm fine. There you go.
Take 3 deep breaths.
I'm good.
Calm down.
I'm good. I just think it's good.
Calm down.
Listen, I was pregnant with Sam during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Most peaceful pregncy ever.
Really?
Because my family from New Jersey were scared. They're like, oh, we can't go to Florida.
Sure.
You will have germs. And it's like, okay, perfect.
Great.
So no visitors. It was amazing. It was refreshing. And I will never forget you. I called in and you were like, baby names. How about Fauci? I was like, how about no?
Yeah, I think you missed a golden opportunity to name him Fauci.
I don't. Can you imagine Fauci DeVito? He
Yeah.
sounds like he works for sanitation.
Yeah,
Like, absolutely
exactly.
not.
That's what makes him great. That's a kid that won't get beat up in preschool. If he's from New Jersey named Fauci DeVito, like no one's messing with that kid.
I needed that sub shop.
Yeah. All right, that should be a bit. What's your sub shop name, Fauci DeVito? All right, so that's gonna do it for our Aftercast. And as always, thanks for being a potty. And Francesca, thank you for joining
so
us
good
today.
being here.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.